What's up, baby? Okay, you guys. I'm a little shaken because I just got in a car accident. Like, literally 10 minutes ago. But I'm okay. And the person who hit me is okay. But it's shaking me up. I was stopped in some traffic and this girl just hit me from behind. I don't even know how, like why she did. We didn't stop suddenly. We were just like moving along pretty slow, and then the traffic stopped. And it was like just normal traffic. And then I was just sitting there stopped, and then all of a sudden I felt pow. And this girl had hit me. So that's what happened. But she didn't hit me that hard, and there's like a little bit of damage to my car. But most of the damage is in her car. But everybody's okay. So that's that. That was an exciting ending to our trip. So that was not expected. Anyway. Yeah, thank goodness everybody's okay. And I was like, Pascal, I have a kitten in the car, but he was fine too. So that's good. Actually, what I was thinking was, thank goodness it wasn't one of the trips where I had Tate or the kittens in the stroller, because that's in the back of the car. So, thank goodness. He was up front in the front seat with me, in the passenger seat. So, I don't think he noticed. But man, alive. Just a little shaky. Alright, so update on Pascal. First of all, he was so good. Well, first of all, he was not good in the car. He pretty much cried the entire hour and 20 minutes it took to get there. Almost the entire time. And would not listen to me when I asked him to calm down. He didn't listen to me. So he does not do really well in a car. And then we saw the doctor, and they're really nice people at Metro. I don't know if they're certified fear-free, but they certainly acted like a fear-free hospital. So no scruffing, just being very gentle, which was great for him because, you know, he's nervous, but he didn't act very nervous there. I have pictures. I got quite a few pictures, but the tech came in and was, you know, taking his weight and checking him out a little bit, and she was holding him, and he climbed up on her shoulders and was like checking out the room, and then she was holding him like upside down in her hands and kind of petting them, and he was like melted. So he did not act afraid at all. He was acting really good. And the doctor came in, took a look at him. So she thinks that he probably had an ulcer that ruptured at some point recently, which is why he seems to be like kind of in some pain in the last couple of days and has been fighting me with eye meds the last couple of days. So we can barely see his eye right now because his third eyelid, very much like Sebastian, is covering almost his entire eye right now and is very irritated. Sebastian's eye looks almost identical. So his left eye, which is the good-looking eye, has a little bit of scarring on it from a previous ulcer, but otherwise it looks really good. So it looks like the ulcer healed, and his left eye is totally fine. So the plan is to start him on antiviral eye med. It's some drops that go into his eyes, and we'll start the other kittens on that as well. And we'll keep doing eye ointment in addition to that. And we'll do that for the next 2 to 3 weeks. The antiviral med has to be ordered specially from one of our compounding pharmacies. So that takes a couple days to get here. In the meantime, he got some pain meds for this week, which is what I have here. I'm going to give him a dose of pain meds, and that'll help him feel a little bit better with that eye. Now, the reality is that the antivirals are a last-ditch effort. It's the eye doctor suspects that all of their upper respiratory infections and eye infections come from the herpes virus, which is a very easily transmittable virus among cats that can cause upper respiratory infections and eye infections. There's some anecdotal theories around giving them different supplements, but I've read so many papers that debunk that, so we're not putting them on any supplements. I think most vets would not prescribe supplements. It's just sort of this like anecdotal word of mouth thing that people have kind of latched onto, but doctors have seen no evidence of it working or helping, so I don't think we're going to do any of that. herpes virus typically is something that they have for life, and once they get over it, it's usually dormant unless they experience some kind of stress. So you can have a herpes become inflamed again, particularly right after they're adopted and they're in a new home, and that's, you know, stressful to move and to be around new people. That's usually when you see it flare up, and they can get like the sniffles and that sort of thing again. But once they're settled and they're in a normal routine and a normal household, and you know there aren't any big changes or stress factors, you usually don't see any symptoms at all. And you know, they live normal lives, normal life expectancy. So there's nothing really harmful about it, except that, you know, these flare-ups happen and then they get what looks like a cold for a little while, and then it goes away and then they're fine again. So, but that's likely the cause of what's going on with them. So that means, you know, we just need to get them cleared up and stay cleared up. Can't really reduce the stress of chasing them around the room for medicine, but you know, hopefully once we're through this round, we'll see some improvement. So the reality is that if the antivirals don't work, you know, this is a last ditch effort. And if they don't work, then it's very likely that we'll need to remove an eye at that point. So I wouldn't say that any of them are out of the woods right now. But we'll sort of cross that bridge in a couple of weeks when we get to it. After we try this antiviral medicine, we'll cross that bridge and see where we are. So I think it's something that could happen at spay and neuter time, that they would remove an eye at the same time, but I haven't talked with them now, so I can't say for sure. And all four of them have an appointment at Dover this Thursday. It was supposed to be a vaccine appointment, but it doesn't appear that any of them, well, Pascal probably could pass, but the other three won't, so it's likely that they won't pass, they won't be ready for vaccines, they'll be sick. And you can't give vaccines to a sick kitten. So we'll use that appointment to get everybody on the doxy that Sebastian is on, and get enough doses for them all to be on that, and we'll go from there. So all of them can get the antiviral eye drops. So we're gonna do that once. Again, it takes a couple of days to get here, but once that gets here, they'll all start on the antiviral eye drops. It doesn't hurt them to be on it. And Pascal will be on some pain meds for the next week. He'll get that twice a day. And as of Thursday, they should all be on Doxy, which is an antibiotic for their colds and congestion. And they'll all continue the eye ointment. So that's our plan. But I'd say ask for the antivirals. There's no harm in that, but also, you know, prepare yourself that you know, the likelihood is not very high. So the other super special thing that happened, Pascal was so sweet. So he was climbing all over the tech, and then they had the exam, and after the exam, they left, and I was waiting for them to get the medicine together. So I was in the room with Pascal, and he was in the carrier, and he started crying. He didn't want to be in the carrier, so I took him out of the carrier, and I was holding him and petting him, and he starts purring up a storm. He starts rubbing his face on my cheeks, and you know, so I'm holding him and I'm petting him, and he's like super happy, and he's nuzzling in my neck, and all of a sudden I hear this little, and he's suckling on my shirt like a little baby. Oh my goodness, and the purrs from him were just like crazy town. He was having the best moment, and of course I was melting because he was the sweetest kitten. So we cuddled for like 15 minutes in there, and then I put him back in the carrier, and he only lasted a couple minutes, and he started crying, and he wanted to come out again. So we got lots and lots of cuddles. He was so sweet. And I got a video. So I got a bunch of pictures of his exam and that sort of thing that I'll post, but I also got a video of him on my shoulder and my neck, like snuggling and purring, that I'm gonna post. And I hope it came out okay, because it's when he was being super cute. I couldn't get a video of him suckling on my shirt because I didn't have enough hands, but I did get a video of him purring up a storm and like having a great time with his snuggles. He's such a love. So that's my update. Are there any questions? I will take questions now. Let's get this boy out. Let's give him some payments. Also, they are really long nails. Started getting a little coffee and sneezy at the office. So sweet. Aren't you good? You're so sweet. The good news is, I think all of them have at least one. Everybody has one good eye. I forget what Dory. I forget what her eyes are like, but as far as I can remember, all of them have one good eye. No, not all of them have the same problem. So Pascal's problem seems to be that he had an ulcer that ruptured. Which Sebastian's eye looks exactly the same to me. So I can't, I don't know for sure, but it looks like Sebastian has the same issue that Pascal has. And Dory and Pua just seem to have like really runny eyes and like, I don't know, crusty eyes. So I think that theirs might not be as severe. But honestly, I can't tell you that for sure. So they'll all get looked at this Thursday at D.O.B, and they're all going to be on the same eye meds for the next couple of weeks, and then we'll likely have a recheck at D.O.B in a couple of weeks, and we'll go from there. Then we'll plan. By that time, they should be hitting their 2 pounds. We'll figure out whether any of them need their eyes removed. Hopefully they're over their URIs by then. So that's that. But everything, like the reason that all of this has happened, the reason that they've gotten the eye infections and the upper respiratory infections, the doctor is guessing that there's no test to prove it, is that they have the herpes virus. They contracted that from being in the outdoors. So, so that's just something that they're going to have. Yeah, if any of them do end up losing an eye, it's definitely no big deal. Cats are extremely resilient and can manage just fine with one eye. What's up, Dory? Yeah, I know. I know. So Dory's right eye looks totally normal. She has like kind of weepy eye, but it's like just clear tears. But her left eye is kind of funky. Sebastian's right eye is the funky one, and then its left eye looks normal. Pascal's right eye is the funky one, left eye is normal. And then Pua's left eye is funky, right eye is normal.